Initially, I was seeing land that looks like dried up ocean. It looks like it's just like mud or sand with the water receded, but there are carvings or markings on the land. Almost looks like sacred geometry. The area view of it almost looks like the crop circle, but it feels that there used to be water, but now the ocean bottom is exposed and the water has receded. It feels like a low tide, like on a beach, but it's super low tide. So the sand and the mud portion just extends out infinitely. It goes on and on. But I can see in the distance there's water, there's ocean. Like I'm walking on the mud out into the ocean. I feel like I'm female wearing a dress and a shawl and a head cover. I kneeled down like I was praying to the setting sun. I think I was watching sunset on the beach and I was doing like a sunset prayer. I'm seeing a piece of jewelry that looks a little bit like the piece that I got with the ember in the middle and the petals around that looks like a sun. There are 13 petals or sun rays that comes out from the middle, and the middle piece is orange colored ember. I feel like I was wearing that either as a necklace or a bracelet or both. And I love the ember color because it's the creational energy and it's the color of the sunset that is so bright and orange and warm and brilliant. I was communing with the sunset and let the sun energy bask me in this brilliance while I was dreaming, co-creating with the sunset what my next day will be. I was praying and hoping for a beautiful day tomorrow. That's how we lived, by coexisting and co-creating with the sun and the moon. Me and my people worshipped the sun and the moon as our celestial guardians and gods and goddesses. The dynasty that I was once in, that we discovered recently, that dynasty, its name is means brilliance, and the character literally has two parts. One part is sun, one part is moon, and put together it means brilliance. So the dynasty and its culture were very much one with the universe and the universal clock and the circadian rhythm of the universe. We would plant crops and plan our days according to the seasonal shifts, how the wind shifts, how the daylight shifts, the weather patterns, the temperature. We would plan our days according to the rhythm of the universe. We were very much one with our celestial bodies celestial energies, and we respect our ancestors as having ascended to the sky and becoming a star in the constellation and guide our days and nights. So we would commune with the stars and the constellations and ask for guidance and wisdom. When we're confused, when we need answers, when we need strength, we need answers for what tomorrow's going to be, we would pray and commune and talk to the sky and the stars and the sun and the moon. We would go to the oceans and let the sound of the wave soothe us, and listen to the sound of the ocean. That is the heartbeat of Mother. Let that heartbeat harmonize our heartbeat so we can be one with Mother's breath, Mother's rhythm, and be like the ocean wave. We rise and fall and flow with the rhythm of Mother's heartbeat. That's how we lived our days and nights in total harmony with everything and with each other. Had beautiful communities and families and social orders and structures that keep us very tight and united and strong and powerful as a nation. We had immense love for each other, and we know that we're all in this together. We're co-creating this beautiful culture and society and community together. We had strong bonds and strong allegiance and loyalty to each other. We would look after each other's children, help each other sew and knit, and plant crops. We had beautiful stories that we share with each other about how our ancestors lived, how they had palaces in the sky, how they were watching over us in the clouds. We would look up to them and hope to be one with them one day when we all reunite again. I love the ocean. I always have loved the ocean. I love to walk on the beach barefoot, touch the sand and the water. So low tide, and I can walk barefoot out a long way on the wet sand, leaving my footprints behind, out close to Mother Earth, to ocean, to the end, to the skyline where the ocean and the sky meets. The crystalline dome meets the ocean, where the birds fly. The dragons come in from the outside of the dome through the horizon and coming in through the sky and flying over the ocean. They make a screeching sound as they fly, like the giant birds. They're our guardians. We love watching them. They're guarding and parading the ocean for us. Oceans are our livelihood. We fish and get our seaweed nutrition from the ocean, get our salt from the ocean. Salt is a big deal for us. We had a robust fishing industry and boating activities along the coastline, had robust trades with neighboring countries. We were all living in harmony and beautiful communities. We would trade goods and services and artwork that we make by hand. We would trade back and forth and get our essential supplies like tea and spice that way. It's like the Silk Road, but it's on the ocean. Our trade routes where our brilliant dynasty of the Ming Dynasty would be flourishing and attracting commerce and tourism and scholars. There's a lot of communication among lands and people and tribes. We were all living by the rhythm of the celestial bodies. For example, Japan's name means where the sun rises. They very much worship the sun as well, and they have the sun on their national flag. So is the national flag of Taiwan that we just looked at. The left-hand side corner has the sun, white sun, shining in the blue sky, and the red is the color of the nation. We were all very much one, along up and down the coastline. We were one people, one culture of much diversity, but one harmonious community and culture and civilization that very much understood each other and embraced each other and loved each other and flourished hand in hand alongside each other. We were the people of the ocean. We love our ocean. Our dragon that flies on the ocean and protects us along the coast. We were the people of the dragon and people of the ocean.
Also beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Describing more. What else can you tell me about this where you're at? More about the people, more about the energy, the location. What else can you share?
I'm just seeing an aerial view of the map of Asia, where I'm seeing this dragon essentially laying along the coastline of China, Japan, Korea, Taiwan. There's this giant dragon that's kind of perched alongside the coastline. Its tail is touching Tibet and it wraps around the land all around that touches India and Tibet. And the head of the dragon seems to be Japan. The claw seems to be Taiwan. And another island that's in Southeast Asia. Dragon that's looking out across the Pacific, the other side, the other world. His twin flame, the other dragon, looking across the ocean for her. This dragon is very patient in slumber and it's taking its time to wake up. It's shaking a little bit, like moving a little bit. And it's awakening from its slumber, moving the head a little bit. That's where the volcano and the earthquake in Japan came from. And moving its paw a little bit, tail a little bit. It's still very much in a laying down position at the moment. It used to be a flying dragon that just sweeps the coast all day long, and the people love watching the dragon fly. It would come to the coast and like I was doing, would kneel down and pray to the ocean and watch the dragon rise and fly with the sun, with the sunrise and the sunset. We were a very peaceful nation, very, very peaceful, very content, happy, joyous, harmonious, very gentle. That gentleness is still very much preserved in the islands, but not too much on the land. The gentleness comes from a deep knowing of self, deep loving of self and others, knowing that we're all in this together. Hand in hand, we are but one people. There's no separation. There's no yours or mine or I win, you lose. It's all a silly game, mind game. Ultimately, our mind, body, and soul were united in one. We were all in rhythm and in flow with nature, like the wave of the ocean. We rise and fall with the rhythm of nature, of everything together. There cannot be any separation of the ocean water, one drop against another. It's impossible. We're all in sync as one body. Then the invasion happened that broke us apart. It was horrible. We endured so much trauma, so much separation, so much pain of losing our loved ones, of betrayal, of war, famine. Things are not natural to our society. We've never heard of so much tragedy, atrocity fell upon our land and our people. It's brought in by the dark cloud that covered the sky, that covered the sun, that covered the brilliance of the celestial bodies. We were left alone. We were disconnected from our ancestors, from our gods and goddesses that we worship, that we pray to. We were left alone to fend for ourselves. Then it gradually became everyone for themselves because the resources were limited. The abundance disappeared. The flow and the rhythm were interrupted. We were cut off from the flow. We were cut up. We were cut into pieces, cut apart. There's a lot of trauma of one against oneself because we're ultimately oneself, but it became very distorted, separated, and alienated, one against oneself. I was watching all of it. I was weeping. I didn't know what to do. What can I possibly do to help? There's nothing that I could do. It's going dark quickly. We were losing all communications, our ancestors, our ancestral guardians, our celestial guardians, our dragons, our protectors. We were separated, alienated, confined, captured, and left to struggle on our own. The downfall of a great nation. It once was so brilliant, shining. There's no limit to how bright it was. Infinite brightness. It's dimming. The nightfall falls upon us. We have to endure the slumber so that we can wake up one day. The night is coming and the night is long. And we have to be prepared. We have to be patient. We have to endure. We have to endure the nightfall. It's going to be long and cold and dark and scary. But we will pull through. We will survive. We will wake up from the nightmares when the sun shines upon us once again. The brilliance returns. Slumber ends. Our people reawakens to their brilliance, to their inheritance, to their true identity, true self, their true joy of what's really important in life. They've forgotten. The veil of forgetfulness deceitfulness, of falsity, of artificial, of illusion pulled over their eyes. They've completely forgotten what's true, what's real. Their mind is plugged into this artificial console where it's just emptiness. It's just artificial, the artificial game of dollar signs, zeros in the bank, power grab, the fake wealth grab. It's just fake. The real wealth, it's completely impoverished. There's nothing. There's nothing remaining in the land, in the people. They're all just hollow like skeletons, void of any true meaning. Spirit, health, abundance. They've been reset. They've been zeroed out. They've been set back to zero, to the skeletals. They've been given fake toys and told that's life. That's abundance. That's wealth. That's worth pursuing. That's worth lying and cheating and doing all sorts of horrible things to compete for the shiny toys. People were so confused, so lost, so disconnected from their true soul self, their inheritance, their identity, their once abundant and brilliant and joyous life. So disconnected, forgotten. They're trapped in a nightmare that's repeating on loop. They're really sad deeply. Very, very sad. And they became so numb to their own sadness. There's nothing left in the spirit. It's the skeleton. They're so confused. Just void of any meaning. Artificially stimulated, artificially driven for some goals. Even the emotions are very artificially stimulated. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. They have very little. They have limited vocabulary. They have limited concepts. It's like their mind is in a prison. They were born into a prison. They grew up in this prison. And they were only taught 3 things in the prison. And they were taught these 3 things were what life was about. They're supposed to be going after these 3 things all their life. And that's the meaning of their life. So because they're so disconnected with the source love, with the true authentic organic expression of life, and they're so artificially stimulated to be pursuing these 3 things, they become very rigid, almost like a computer. They have very rigid and limited thinking, and emotions are also very narrow and rigid and limited. Like they've all become robots that were programmed to get up and do work and pursue the artificial goals and come home. Very void of the true organic human. The land of the robots where the artificial AI is created and populated. That's why they had to take the land and scorch earth and raise it to zero. So it becomes a land of nothingness so that the artificial can be built upon it. So that the organic is completely leveled, raised off the surface of this once beautiful piece of land. There's no more organic. All the farms and the forests were razed to the ground and concrete, cement built over it. There's so much building of these ghost cities. China has a big population, but not nearly enough to occupy these ghost cities. They were just built for no reason, supposedly to house people, but there isn't enough people to fill these places, and they were built so in a rush, bad quality, where they collapse after a few years. They don't care. The purpose is to raise the organic to the ground, to obliterate everything and bring this canvas of grayness of artificial over to cover the green so that the green cannot come back. So it has to be very thorough and very, to the full extent possible, pave cement over all face of earth. People were raised in prison cells pretty much. There's no land. People don't even know what land is. It's just concrete blocks, concrete rooms that they call homes, and concrete places that they go to shop and to entertain. They plant trees, but it's really interesting. The trees that they plant in the cities, they're very separated. They're planted in a concrete box and covered up by concrete. There's no dirt. It's just trees were plopped into a hole in the cement so that people at least remember what trees look like. Robot soldiers is what the population has been programmed to become. They're very good at taking orders and complying, following into line. They killed off everybody who didn't fall into line, leaving only the ones that would fall into line. A whole nation of submissive foot soldiers that's artificially mind programmed to follow their orders. That's their New World agenda. New World agenda. Now the Chinese are everywhere, releasing their soldiers to now take over control of the whole world. It's their wish anyway. They forget that the artificial has no life, that it will die, and the organic will come back any given chance possible. The organic remembers, corrects itself, comes back, and takes over. Like the rose garden that were overtaken by the weed, organic will once again populate and correct the artificial. And there is just a one trace of organic and love light. It will grow and revive. That's where you see the overseas Asian population tend to remember their heritage and wake up as they've migrated, and they flourish wherever they go. The diabolical plan of the foot soldiers. It's so stupid, so egotistic, inorganic, and to overestimate themselves, only calculate with zeros and ones, but they forget about the multiplication factor of the organic, the emotions, the human connections, the creational force that grows everything out of nothing. They forget there's magic in the organic. In the migration lies the magic. Migration is the energy traveling across the land, across the ocean. When energy rises and flows, it re-regulates itself, re-harmonizes itself, reconnects itself to its organic original blueprint. That is the key to breaking out of the prison cell, is to travel. Is to travel out of the cell, the prison cell that one is raised upon, that one grows up in, to get your mind out of that prison cell, your mind and body. See the world, to intake the diversity. Organic lies in the diversity. The artificial lies in the uniformity. The diverse experiences and diverse cultures and diverse emotions and interactions. Unpredictability, the rise and the fall of the wave, the flow is what organic is what the magic of the organic is. So all people of all land, in order to break out of your mind prison, make sure you travel, see other people, see other culture, other land, be reactivated in your travels. When light codes interact with each other, they activate each other, they replenish each other. They can never erase the heartbeat out of the organic, erase the light out of the organic. They cannot. It's not possible. Any chance we get, the organic comes right back. In a snap of a finger, they can plan and plot all they want for decades and centuries in their dark rooms, in their dark chambers, in their little dark places, but all they can do is plan with linear projection. Nothing in the organic is linear. They cannot see beyond the corner. It's a surprise to them. All will be a surprise to them. They will be caught off guard. They'll be using their linear calculators to try to predict the next move, but they're no match to us. They're laughable. They're despicable. They're so small. They continue to shrink in their weakness to nothingness. They are a good lesson for us nonetheless. Teach us resilience, to teach us the precious qualities of the organic that we shall never forget, to treasure, value who we are as a people, as a nation, as a culture. Those little things are so precious that define us, when the void of such can lead to such tragedy. We've learned so much in our collective experience. All lessons are precious. We have gratitude for all of them. They taught us to treasure each other, to love life as it is, to see the beauty in everything, to look after our precious ones, be in the moment, and take life in all seriousness, but in all joy and levity, moment by moment. We thank creation for this beautiful construct that Mother Earth has co-created with us. We've experienced so much. We've learned so much. We've learned our strengths and weakness. We've learned ourselves. We've learned each other. It's time we come back together in joy, in laughter, in embrace, in forgiveness, in gratitude. We're closing a chapter collectively together. It's time we reawaken, reunite. We regrow our rose garden, the organic, weed out the inorganic. It has served its purpose in teaching us lessons, making us strong, making us value who we are. Time we move forward beyond this chapter, this construct, this matrix game. Let's join forces, hand in hand together. That's the only way we shall win. It's by together, not by one person fighting, by the togetherness, co-creation. We got this time, the time is now. So many generations paving ways, so many seedings of the energy by multitude of races, cultures, leaders, people, through rise and fall, through generations of struggle and sacrifice. We thank them all. We're so grateful of all their contributions, all their sacrifices. Now we, as the ancestor and the descendant, we're taking back the beautiful land that was once ours to enjoy, to thrive, flourish. We're taking the land back together with all of our people. The land belongs to us, the organic. Eradicate the inorganic. Turn the beauty back to its highest brilliance. We do this together. Together we rise. That's the only way. We thank you for this opportunity to speak through Cindy, so that we may reunite the past, present, and future, all the important nodal points in time and space, tying all the knots together that makes the fabric of the universe. We're all coming together so we can co-create a new world together. All the timelines conversion in this now, so we may co-create the most brilliant Big Bang, once again, a new universe, a new existence, a new humanity. We thank you for your assistance. We thank you for this precious opportunity to speak for ourselves.
Thank you. It's been an honor to hear everything that you have said. So important. Thank you.
Thank you.
A powerful session. Thank you. I love everything that you said, and a powerful healing for Asia and for all the people living on these different dragons. Really, thank you.
Thank you. It's our honor. Thank you for your love and your kind assistance. We humbly bow to you.
As I humbly bow to you. Thank you. Can you tell us about the time space that she was at where the tide was low? Can you share more information about that as far as like Earth's history? What time era was it? Am I speaking to the higher self now?
Yes, you are.
Greetings, higher self. If I may begin to ask questions about what you were showing her.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Tell us more how this connects to the now time space. And so, what era was she at when she landed there?
She was in the Ming Dynasty in her empress self. Before she became the empress, she was a village girl by the ocean, living among her people. She was a priestess in the village from a noble family. She would initiate these rituals to lead the people to bow to the ocean and the land and the moon and the sun as they rise and fall, to be one with nature, to fully be in harmony and in cadence with the celestial energy. That's how she clears herself and really prepares for her later important role as essentially the conductor of the orchestra that is China. So she was a conductor of the village, you could say, lead the village to be one with itself, a harmony and unity. Energy is what she was working on. It was at a time when the moon was very big. There were Chinese stories about the moon was so big, so big, so brilliant. It really lights up the sky at the nighttime. So it was during one of those times because the moon was a lot more bright and powerful. Together dancing with the sun, it was able to create this forceful energy field, tidal wave. So to pull the ocean really all the way out so that people used to be able to walk out into the ocean, literally into the ocean on the ocean floor. And it's a precious, sacred, ceremonial space when that happens. And it was a full moon when that happened. So Cindy and her village people were performing a very sacred ritual, prayer, ceremony to pay homage to the sun and the moon and their ancestries and the dragons and the celestial energy. It's a time for them to realign and recalibrate their mind, body, soul to make sure that they're clear vessels and they are carrying out their most sacred mission and be one with the universe in the most sacred way. It was truly beautiful to witness.
Wow, thank you. And then also you said something I could further explain. You said that Japan is called where the sun rises. Can you explain that further?
Yes, so the name of the country, Japan, in Chinese, and Japan and China were so connected, they were practically sharing the same language, the same written language, where Japan was also using the same characters historically. So the written character of the country, Japan, says essentially the origin of the sun, literally. So And since Japan would be the far east of the lands, in the ancient times, for the Chinese people, or for all people in that pocket of space time, that land, so essentially the far eastern land is where the sun rises, the origin of the sun. So they were very much paying homage and respect to the sun god. So the origination land of the sunrise would be the most sacred, which is where Japan is. And that's where the dragon head is. It's where the land touches the ocean, or the ocean touches the land. Where creation begins, you can say, where the dragon lands begin to rise from the ocean, Lemuria, into the physical. It's where the 3D and the 5D comes together.
So does the sun actually rise from there, from the water?
Yes, you can say that.
Is it like portal through?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and anything else you could share with us about the sun and the moon of what you've already shared? It was also beautiful. Anything else?
The sun and the moon are a part of the same celestial energy. Therefore, the character of that dynasty, name of that dynasty that's so beautiful and in harmony with all, is called the Ming Dynasty. The word Min means brilliance and brightness and light. It's made of the part that's literally the sun and the part that's literally the moon. So it's showing that the moon and the sun are inseparate of each other. They are, in the character, the sun sits on the left hand side, the moon sits on the right hand side, and together they form the light, the brilliance. And it could also mean tomorrow, because tomorrow is the day when the sun comes back. So in the Chinese language, the word tomorrow means the day the sun rises, which is the next day, or it means the future when the hopes are, the co-creations begin. So the sun and the moon are really one, inseparable. When they dance together is when the co-creation begins and ends. That's why you have the solar and moon lunar eclipses, because they're inseparable. They're like twin flames that just dance with each other, and together they're one. Like the emperor and the empress in the traditional Chinese dynasties, they're like the sun and the moon too. Together they are one.
So we've had a couple eclipses this year. So if the sun and moon are one and they join together at an eclipse, what can you tell us? Anything else on eclipses and what they mean?
It's like sacred sex in a way. It's like a pulsing of the energy. Eclipse is when the light temporarily retracts, dims, but it didn't disappear. It's sort of a alchemical, you can say, kind of like a black hole where the energy retracts onto itself in order to push out again and burst out again and create again into a new era, a new brilliance. It's like the Big Bang, and it retracts back into 0 point and expands out into creation. So it's one of those reset moments where the sun and moon come together, they have sacred union or sacred sex. They combine their energy together. That creates a temporary void, black hole, a darkness, a retraction back to 0 point, rebalancing, and then it releases again into the next phase of creation. It's very sacred, it's very important. It's what resets the rhythm. And in the 0 point of the voidness, anything is possible. So it's a chance to rebalance, recalibrate, and reset what's gone awry, what's stuck, what's incapable of correcting itself, and just washes all, resets all, recalibrates all. And that's where a big release of energy, a release of stuckness usually happens, where all potentials exist in the void. It's a powerful time to dream, powerful time to be in the meditative brainwave, to reset and recreate, imagine what's possible. It's when insurmountable obstacles usually can easily be overcome, because the sun and the moon are co-creating together. Anything's possible in love and unity.
Wow, that is beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else that this Empress wants to share with us as far as what she taught her people? Anything else of wisdom for her, from her for us?
I love you all so much. I look upon your time and space from my time and space with awe, with teary eyes, with joy, with gratitude that you all are going to co-create and achieve what we at the time couldn't. It was such darkness that fell upon us, such heaviness. Our hearts were weeping. We knew that the darkness is temporary, that one day ancestors will come back as the descendants and they will rise again, bring all of us out of this artificial matrix. So I look upon you. You are the ancestors reincarnate as the descendants. You are destined generation that will rise on behalf of all of us. You are the co-creators that will push us into the next phase of co-creation. I humbly thank you all for your contributions, for your effort, for your hard work that I know you are doing every day, every single day, tirelessly. We're all so close now. Don't give up, don't lose hope. Know that all of us are watching you and connecting with you from all time, space, from all aspects and all fractals. We're all watching upon you with gratitude and with encouragement. We're all sending you all the source love light that we can to assist. Together we rise. You're the wave that's going to topple all. Thank you. Thank you for all that you're doing. I love you so much. I'm here assisting. Anytime you need, call on me. I am always with you. I'm there with you in spirit because we're all doing this together. We all are. All of us. We're uniting across space-time to form this 0 point of this black hole, this void of the unity and love where the next big bang happens that pushes out all inorganic, pushes out all no longer serves us, that creates the new construct with only light and pure love. Pure light and pure love. The moment is now. We'll do it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I realized today is a new moon, huh?
Oh, that's beautiful.
We are
The,
talking about all the celestial moon,
Mhm.
and today's a new moon. And during her session, I looked up, and the new moon is right in front of the sun, traveling with the sun today. She's directly aligned with her, and the Centaurus was right under, and then we had also Venus to the right, Mars and Jupiter to the left. Yeah, I just thought that was important to mention.
That's beautiful. So her birth sign is the centaur, the Sagittarius.
Oh, really?
So she has a special connection with the centaur, the unicorn, Pegasus.
Well, that's in the sky for her during her session.
Mhm.
Like I always say, for you to have an aura session with me, the stars need to align. That's pretty epic for her to align for. And then, okay, so then, hold on, let me think. I have another question. Let me think for a minute. So when we are awake, higher self, they're asleep in China. Is that how that works?
Yes, so we're assisting each other, the two worlds. When we're in our delta delta brainwave, we're sleeping. We're assisting the other world that's waking up. And the east coast of the U.S. is exactly 12 hours from the east coast of China.
So we are in a direct alignment, energetically connecting like a pillar of light, or like the hand that moves in a clock. We as a collective here in America could really do a lot when we're awake to help China and them while they're sleeping.
Yes, exactly.
We send a lot of love over to Asia and China. Send them love while they're sleeping when they're in the Delta brainwave, like you said.
Yes.
Mhm. And then I also think it's really important to talk about, because in the Mayan channeling, I did part one and part two, Alice spoke about how important it was actually, who was directly parallel to us, and anywhere on the world that you're parallel with. So that's pretty, I think, pretty epic to be in parallel to Asia here, and how we're able to connect with the time zones. So like then our time zones would match up, wouldn't they?
Mhm.
Like if it was like say 1 p.m. here, it'd be 1 a.m. over there. And that's something
Exactly.
we talked about that was really important.
That's exactly.
Here, 3 p.m. there, or 3 p.m. here, same thing, 3 a.m. there. Something like
That's why, that makes me think that's why historically it is so important. The United States is so important, this piece of land, for Yeshua to veil and then unveil, to protect, for all of the ancestors to protect this land, and for America to rise again this time is very, very critical, because America is the only land that can save the Chinese land because of the exactly opposite of each other, and they're of similar sizes, the two pieces of land. So in order to save China, we need to save America first. So that's why historically you mentioned Ishtel, that whole story about protecting and preserving and reviving the America, particularly the US. Why it's so important, because ultimately China is the anchor that anchors us all. So to lift China, we need to go to the other side to lift America.
wow, that's infinitely powerful, I think.
Yes, it's all a sacred plan that is playing out in steps.
So in that perspective, the Asian people could be very much, we talk about how two different dragons, so they're very much the people of that world. And yes, there's others, like Caucasians in Europe and so on, but in that portion, those are the people of that world. And
Also makes me think actually Canada is also important because interestingly noticed a long time ago that geographically the four largest largest nations are Canada, Russia, US, and China. And I believe Russia is the biggest, Canada is the second biggest, China is the third, and US the fourth in terms of the geographical area. Since China and US are sort of diametrically opposite of each other, so would be Russia and Canada. So that's why there's this talk about, even reviving or reactivating Canada as a next step, because Russia is also so contaminated, and a lot of the dark seeds that went to both Russia and China at the same time in the early 1900s. The communism, the bloodshed, all of that, the taking over and killing the royalties, the positive families, the dragon clans. And also Tartaria used to be really that land, Mongolia, not just Mongolia, but Russia, China, all of that big piece of land used to be Tartaria. So the diabolical plan would be to essentially bloodshed and cleanse off that entire land, Russia and China, and turn it communist, turn it dark, turn it robotic. Then the antidote would be go to the other side of the world and seed the Americas, especially North America, US, and Canada. We can save that world from this world.
Beautiful. And then we got all the pyramids, especially like in Mexico, and then we got the U.S. Central Time, which my Central Time aligns with the sun and the moon of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Pyramids. So then that directly say like when it's 1 a.m. here directs to 1 a.m. there. And then don't they also have pyramids there? So wouldn't our pyramids be connecting with
Mm-hmm.
pyramids?
They do all across the nation. Yeah, they're like not known. They're essentially become covered hills, but they're everywhere.
And those, yeah, and there's also some Chinese cities where they claim that they're just mountains, but they look like pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
But that's important to know that the pyramids from our world to their world, your world in Asia is they're connecting good. Okay, I can't think of any other questions. Anything else you want to share, Empress, before we move on to her body scan?
No, we're good for now. Thank you so much for your assistance.
Thank you. Well, first of all, why is it that you chose to show her that life? What was the purpose and lessons you wanted her to learn there? You already taught her so much, but anything else?
Just to remember her greatness, the heritage she came from, the connection, the power she once had in all humility, not in an egotistic way, but she was powerful. She was so loved by the people, respected, and so powerful, so connected, and so in harmony with everything. And she knows how to do that. Teach that to her people, to be the grand conductor for a beautiful orchestra. And she may not think that she has that ability. It's in her and it will come back to her. She will remember. It will reactivate in her that that's her destiny, to become that powerful connector again, that leader, that conductor, and to shed all the ego that may tell her that she's small and she's just common and she's not that special and that she really can't be that great. All of that is ego that wants to keep her small and safe. To know that she has all the ancestors and the dragons and the celestial bodies helping her, connecting with her, surrounding her, empowering her, activating her. That it is a beautiful path that she's chosen to take on in service, the collective, that she will do really well, that she shouldn't doubt herself. She will do just great. She's got it and it's already done. In a sense, it's already done. She just needs to walk the path and believe in herself and to believe that she is being helped every step of the way. That we love her very much. She's so loved. She's so beautiful. She's so capable to believe in herself and believe in her mission. And that's all. Thank you.
Beautiful, thank you. All right, higher self. What an incredible session. It's really going to complement the other sessions I have. Will be part of the series. Thank you, higher self.
Thank you.
All right. And then higher self, can we begin her body scan now?
Yes.
All right, let's do that now. Higher self, which ascended masters and archangels would you like to call forth upon to assist her?
I would like to call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Jophiel, Metatron, Ariel, Zachiel, and Yeshua. and Divine Mother.
I have. Let me go ahead and speak to Divine Mother now. Greetings, Divine Mother.
Greetings, Aura. Love you.
Thank you. Love you for always feeling your love. Hey, Divine Mother, if you could connect us to all the assistance she asked for, to Archangel Michael, Jophiel, Metatron, Ariel, Zachiel, and Yeshua. Are they all here?
Yes, yes, we're all here.
Beautiful. And we know, most importantly, we want to set her up for her most organic timeline for next month, which is going to be huge, as we know.
Yes.
Wow. So,
Epic and brilliance. She'll do just fine.
brilliance for sure. All right, and then we're going to begin now. Higher self, I want to ask that all the healing today and the removal of inversions are done within the entirety of her tree of life today. Are you sure of that?
Yes, will do.
Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and begin her body scan. Herself scanning through her body now, looking for any negative energies, entities, or technologies. Is there anything in her? We know she's done several sessions. She's vigilant in her healing, but let us know, is there anything else that's attached that needs healing?
We want to do a final scanning and clearing of her spine that had the parasite wrapped around her spinal cord and her brain that
Yes.
recently left. But we want to make sure that the residual energy is cleared out of her system.
Okay, let's do that now. Scanning her now, looking for if there's anything else attached to her that she removed. Anything else?
She has a little headache currently since the beginning of the session. So
Here, calm her headache now. Calming her headache now. Relaxing. No more headache. No more headache. Nice and relaxed. 1, 2, 3. Headache gone. 1, 2, 3. Headache gone. Headache gone now. 1, 2. Soothing her head.
thank you. It's feeling much better.
Okay, keep working on that until her headache is fully gone. Thank you. So what else you want to tell us about the lower back? Is there anything attached there? Energies, entities, technologies, anything else she needs to know about?
There may be a little bit residual in her lower back. That's what's causing the inflammation, but the main entity is gone. There may be a little bit of residual energies and skin attachment pieces that needs to be fully cleansed out and Phoenix fired out and removed so that she can fully heal. I'm seeing like a little where the entity exited on her left hand side of the lower back, where there's a pain point. I see like a little, almost like a hole, a black opening, essentially, like a wound where the thing came out. So there's some blackness still in there.
Okay. Can we Phoenix Fire and transmute that now?
Yeah.
What is the blackness? Is it a portal or dark energy? What is it?
It feels like a dark energy.
Okay. Phoenix Fire, Source Purifying Flames now, removing that. And what has been causing her besides the pain? Anything else we need to know that we need to heal?
It's like a weakness. It's like maybe now I'm thinking maybe there is a portal because it is drawing not just pain, but pain and weakness. So it's like drawing, it's been when the entity was in there, it's been drawing on her support essentially, her strengths where this is her base and foundation where her essentially where her roots and grounding into the 3D lies. And it's essentially causing her to unable to ground. That's why she feels like sometimes very hard to be in the 3D and connect to other people is because her root system is essentially rotten from within. She's unable to ground. So there may be some sort of portal there as well in that darkness that is drawing on sucking her energy and drawing on the light. That's why it looks dark.
She also mentioned that her mother had the same thing. So is this something tied in ancestrally or even back to this lineage and the root to?
Yes, it's definitely in the lineage of that grounding because the because the power this lineage is to essentially also the dark force doesn't want them to connect with people. So this essentially black tar and the almost like a coating that prevents grounding, prevents the neurons from connecting to other people, connecting down to the ground and connecting with itself even. You know, think about a tree. If a tree isn't able to grow healthy roots, it isn't able to grow healthy stem. It isn't able to become a big, powerful tree that connects from the ether all the way down to the ground. So it's just a very important support point for the entire tree to stand and to draw nutrition. So that's why. So her mother has taken the most of the burden because she's agreed to do so in order to essentially take burden from her daughter so she can carry on whatever she needs to do. So she's taken that on, but it's in the lineage connection with people, a disconnection with the earth and with the nutrition that should be feeding the body. So that's why her mother has been weak all her life and also feeling very isolated and unable, very scared to connect with people, very, very much of a loner. So that's essentially blocking her. That's the darkness in the bottom of the spine.
Doing that now and down to the DNA and any ancestral connection there as well through all lifetime space and the entirety of her tree of life. Phoenix fire, love, light, attachments to that, these high energy that needs to be cleared.
Hold on just a second. She having some throat scratchiness because she's still recovering from sickness.
Does she need to drink water?
Not water, but maybe the cough drop may help.
Okay, so keep her nice and relaxed and connected. Help her.
Can you repeat the last part?
Yes, so just making sure we're clearing that through all lifetime and space. I know that it's dark energy, but just making sure there's no attachments like entities, technologies to that.
I'm seeing some sort of tentacles that's still left in there. It's like how a scorpion or a bee, right, stings, like it leaves a part of it in there. That's kind of what I'm seeing, like a little poisonous tip that's left in that lower spine area.
Expiring, transmuting that now. And
that's we're doing that for both her mother and the lineage.
Yes, because that's one of her questions. She wants to ensure that healing for her mother's health as well. Energy and lower back pain, autoimmune issues. So ensuring that that's happening for her entire lineage, including her mother. And then also, it's interesting that this happened when she kind of like officially cut him out. Is there anything she needs to know about why this happened during this time?
So it's essentially when parasite attaches, in order for you to keep them there, they constantly excrete this almost like a numbing agent. So you are not aware that they're there, like an anesthetic. And you're not aware that there's an alien thing that's attached to you, essentially preventing you from self-healing yourself and attacking this alien object and feeling the pain, feeling something's wrong. So once the parasite detaches, then all of the pain and feeling and weakness and inflammation comes back. So it's a good thing, even though it feels horrible for her now, because her system now recognizes this alienness in her and is essentially expelling it out and healing itself. So with all the assistance that you're providing, she should be going through this rapidly and quickly, and she should be able to heal herself within days, certainly in time. But that's what's happening.
Okay, thank you. So Phoenix fire, source purifying flames, and love light, healing that for her mother now. Okay. And then are we also healing her mother for any other autoimmune issues?
So autoimmune again is the body recognizing there's an alien attachment and trying to get rid of it. So it's not autoimmune; it's the immune system essentially recognizing there's this permeation of alien energy and trying to attack it. Once we remove this attachment and the dark roots, the dark contamination of the roots, her mother should be able to grow her roots healthy and draw nutrient energy from the ground and essentially recover from her weakness, and also her immunity will work better and be able to actually pick out the true enemies and alien objects and rid them from her once and for all. So she will go through a longer healing process, but she will get there. And it'll be great. She'll be a lot healthier, and she should know that she's in the process, and she needs to be patient and hopeful that that day will come when she becomes her healthy self again.
Beautiful, thank you. All right, so you're working on that. And can we now scan her for any entities? I want to make sure she doesn't have any. Let me know, higher self. Deeply, thoroughly, are there any?
I'm seeing this, it's probably related to the prior conversation. This spider or part of this black Archon spider that has a yellow tip on the back. I think it's in the head area. That's what the headache's from. That's part of that parasite essentially wrapping around her brain. So that's kind of remnant of that. I'm seeing this just spider looking thing with like a yellow color, black and yellow.
And you said where is that at?
Feels like it's in the brain area. mind.
This hadn't contained that now in her brain. Why is this black and yellow? Like say, typically we see spiders that are more archonic, like metallic or technology. Why is this one seems black and yellow? Because it's more natural, or why?
Yeah, it feels like because it's more natural, it like almost brings me to the image of like a bumblebee almost. So it could be like an originally organic thing that was turned partially AI. And that's what, like, think of what is he has to have an organic part in order to be partially organic, partially AI in order to connect and trick her. So it seems like, especially the mind one, it's so important to have some sort of organic part in there for her connect with that. And she's so empathetic and sympathetic. That's how she processes anything, really, any connection, any emotion, anything other people do or say. She tries to process that through her emotions and feelings. That's kind of like her authentic truth radar. So that's why she got tricked for so long, was because she can feel the organic in everything. And she felt like everything emotion wise, words, actions just felt authentic. It felt like there is the emotional part to it. There's an organic vibration to it. So that's why it's so hard to differentiate. So that's why this organic creature was used here, but it was turned black. So now, as we were talking more and more, the yellow part actually becomes more and more bright. So initially, I just saw this as a black thing with like a yellow dot on the back. And now I'm seeing more yellow parts, almost like it turning completely yellow with black stripes, something like that. So essentially it's like capturing this organic creature and being and enslave it to be programmed as an inorganic AI device.
Okay, and then so this spider thing. Okay, can I say what the vision you just showed me, Arso?
Say again? I'm sorry.
Can I share the
Oh,
vision?
yes, yes, yes,
So
please.
I saw like basically like inside a spider body. It was kind of like did you ever watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where there's the brain inside like this robot thing?
She knows the image. She hasn't seen the show, but she
Yeah.
knows what you're talking about.
Something like that where like his consciousness is inside and the spider that's part organic is his body.
Hmm.
Is that accurate? And I mean, what can you say about that?
So you're saying his brain or his mind is inside?
A spider, yeah. I've personally never seen anything like this, but that's what we usually see when you said that higher self that he was part AI, part organic. But I was shown, and yeah, so it's
So,
basically soul entrapped inside. You know how like they make like androids and they put souls inside like android
hmm.
or those kind of bad experiments.
Hmm. Hmm. So it's originally purely organic soul that's essentially harvested, or somehow they got hold of it, a fractal of it or something, and essentially put into this black box that's becoming the heart and the brain that empowers this soldier bot thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then I saw you show me a vision to herself that this happened when he agreed with the dark forces to come to her as when she was the empress, to come to her and to trick her.
Hmm.
And that's when his brain or soul was placed into this spider thing.
So he willingly surrendered his soul,
Mm-hmm.
not that he was taken. It's like a contract.
Yeah, it's a contract. Like he wanted something for it. I guess power or something. I don't know.
And he's been trapped in this loop forever since then.
Uh-huh. Higher self. And can you check? So then the spider is kind of like an energy or essence of whatever he is there in the brain, and then was also connected to the back pain. Can you look into that?
I'm seeing, I just looked at the that black hole opening in the lower back, and I'm also seeing that same creature, spider with the black legs and a yellow dot
Mm-hmm.
in there as well. So it seems like it can basically replicate itself. It's kind of like a crawler and replicator in a way.
Can we contain both of these areas with the symbols? It's basically like a part organic, part AI spider crab
Yeah. I would actually do it throughout the spine.
throughout
So
the
these are like the two tip points, right? So like from the brain all the way down to the,
entire torso,
yeah.
entire torso.
Hmm.
These symbols now. Okay. Divine Mother, Archangel Michael, can we see? Okay, can we see where is this original host to him? Can we find it, Archangel Michael and the Legion of Light? And can we find it and contain it with the symbols, possibly, and integrate the soul from the spider? They know what you see, Metatron, Michael, Jophi, how are you?
I'm not sure. I just want to note that you just coughed and I've been feeling scratchy throat the whole time. Not sure what that is.
That was just coughing up. I cough when I have negative, when I'm transmitting negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever this is pretty dark if it makes me cough.
I see. Wow.
Mhm. But it's okay. So angels, let us know. Is this something that we can do? Are we allowed to do that safely, or what are your thoughts?
We could try to look for it. I'm feeling like a little bit of a spinning in the head.
Spinning in the head. Okay, help her calm the spinning in the head. And we're removing though, removing the spider now thing from her, containing the symbols. We're removing it from her. Phoenix fire, love light, her whole head to torso area, wherever it's at, using the symbols, instant neutralization, instant positive polarization. Once we're ready to figure out what we're gonna do with the spider thing, that has the soul.
I'm hearing Vatican.
Vatican?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Let's find out. Higher self, what is that? Why is she hearing Vatican?
Because you asked where it's housed.
Oh, okay.
I'm just wondering because normally souls will. I'm just wondering how the reincarnation process even works for such a thing, for him to keep coming back. Because in the normal organic reincarnation, wouldn't the soul just drop down into the vessel every time? But for him, I'm feeling he's like almost like remote controlled in a way. Because I don't know how this spider thing with the soul in it can reincarnate.
Dark.
Yes, working on it with the team. That's why we need a big team today.
Okay, good. Because does this also then connect and tie to some of these families that contracted, they're trying not to, but it's all had to play out, right? Back then, when all these different Chinese and Asian cultures we talked about, are these some of these people too that contracted then, like how the sorceress agreed she had to let it play out?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so then we're removing all negative contracts with the higher self's permission of all of these beings, freeing them as well with the higher self's permission. And we're finding, so with that, can we find, I don't know if this is possible because I know it could be dangerous. Divine Mother, since you want to protect the archangels, can we find the base wherever these spider things made at? Because Divine Mother, you're showing me like a lot of these settlers were like that, like that they went and conquered. They're just like a consciousness inside these like spider things, and that explains why they raped and killed because they were just kind of, and then they're just being controlled by like a controller, like a game.
Hmm.
Okay, so are we able to find, say, the nest or the base wherever it's at? You said Vatican, yes, Vatican, but also etherically to where these spiders are made of. Contain them and remove them, positive polarize them, and eradicate the archons.
I feel like it's a yes. We should do
Okay.
that.
Okay, Divine Mother, oversee it. Make sure everybody's safe doing it. You got it.
Yes, we will take care of it.
Make sure no one gets harmed. And then spider things. Are they making like a spider web by herself and connected to England too and the Vatican from China?
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like there were a few seedings too, like the conversation earlier about the first wave of invasions came from Portugal. So, which is, sort of more like a South European. So, and then all of a sudden it switched to the English people becoming the invaders. So it just seems like it's all underground permeating the entire European base, almost like that's where the spiders have their caves under the ground and they come out and they possess like a particular people and now that people becomes the villain and it switches it kind of like takes a host, right, and then later it takes a different host, so it feels like underground caves in that region.
Yeah, so we could start using the symbols to eradicate the spiderweb system, start cutting it, and then finding those underground. That's what I had seen. They
Hmm.
just explained I had seen them underground. Finding those now and containing them in the symbols, instant neutralization, instant positive polarization, phoenix fire, source purifying flames all over the earth.
That energy.
We're clearing all the homes that she's lived with them and all the lands
Hmm.
and all the lands too that he has her name with. He's gonna sign over the name, but
Hmm.
clearing him. And let's set that up so that he doesn't give her any issues and he does actually sign it over. My question is, since he's creating the deed, I want to make sure he doesn't leave any of the webs or invertedness in the deeds, because she said he's making them for him.
Yes. Yeah, we can ensure of that. It's not a problem.
Okay, work on that higher self. And can you just confirm again, she has no attachments in her besides the spider thing? No other energies, entities, or technology?
Confirmed.
And has the spider thing been removed out of her body and is contained in the symbols?
Yes, they have been.
Good. Let's go ahead and fill in the spaces and start healing her and her mother. Source of light, Phoenix fire, transmuting residue and love light, filling in the space. Now, both her and her mother, and then let's go back to the Empress when she had to keep incarnating and to save the people. This is higher self, you're showing me like she did a sacrifice to save the people, kind of like not a sacrifice like a sacrifice, I guess. Like I say, like she sacrificed herself to save the people.
Like she killed herself or suicide?
Like, she knew that she was going to have to go through this, and she kind of took it on for the people to protect the people, and then she knew she was going to wake them up and remove the curse in the future.
Is that what he's going through right now?
Yeah, kind of like bait or something. Like she
Mm-hmm.
only she could take on that mission to save the people, to save her people. Yeah, I think Cindy's going through it right now to remove it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also was reading book 2 on her flight back from Chicago. And she was at the very end of book 2, the last chapter actually. She was almost done describing how the phoenix essentially it was only the phoenix could do this to eradicate the archon is by taking on the energy of the archon, almost like becoming one of it, but not quite it, almost like mimicking it
Yeah.
in order to battle it, in order to eradicate it. So that is essentially the same analogy.
So then the sixth dimensional Earth is powering her up right now, alongside with the moon. It is the sixth dimensional Earth and higher, or the universe with no AI, to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so and then plus it's a new moon, and isn't there like two comets right flying above her like that? Right now?
Mm-hmm.
So using all the celestial bodies just like she did then, as the Empress doing it now to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And again, she has no other attachments, no dark portals, cords, implants, so on. Right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Her body looks good. Let's just go ahead and flood her body now with source of light, Phoenix fire now. And then how's her soul? Is her soul whole? There are no fractured soul pieces missing?
I'm seeing like I'm seeing like an image of almost like she has all her soul pieces, but it's almost like a glass where a rock is thrown into the glass. So there's like a hit point and there's some sort of like shattering pattern on where it's hit, like kind of permeating. So they're like fractures in the glass is what I'm seeing.
Okay, so can we heal all the fractures?
Hmm.
Okay.
And the where I guess the hit point is like the heart. So there's like a tiny hole in the heart chakra, and then there's like fracturing patterns radiating from that.
Okay, healing that tiny little hole there. Starting to heal her soul, making sure it's all healed. Her soul's all healed. Can you also confirm there are no reptilian skin or black ink on her?
Confirm there's none.
Good. I'm gonna keep asking while you work there. And then just again confirm there's no attachments to her DNA, no nano AI.
Confirmed, nothing.
Okay, good. And then again confirming there are no negative cords or contracts attached to her.
Confirmed, there are none.
Okay, and then can we age regress her? How many years can we age regress her?
Hearing 17.
Okay, start doing that now. Someone's healing for her own and her ancestral fear and anxiety, disconnection with self and source. Heal any inner child insecurity, fight and flight nervous programming. Heal her body and mind to the fullest original crystalline template of calm, peace, joy, and love.
Yes, working on it. It's very important for her to come back to her organic self where she fully trusts and relaxes. That'll help her in Hawaii as well.
Okay, work on that. And then if she needs any healing for dental or eyes, go ahead and do that.
Mhm.
Then also, let's see, okay, activating her third eye, her abilities further, and expanding her heart, the biggest it can be, and healing any issues in her auric field, making sure all her chakras are balanced, none are blocked or misaligned. Can we do that?
Yes, we'll do. I just want to mention that she still has struggles with her blurry vision, and that spider definitely has to do with it. So it'll heal better now.
Good. And Phoenix Fire, making sure there's no residue left behind or venom or blackness or any of any kind from those spiders. Can you ensure that?
Yes.
Okay, healing her eyes now. Let her eyes heal now that that attachment has been removed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and can I also ask that, get back to the Tree of Life. Let me make sure I can cover all healing she needs. We got that. Wants to also upgrade her energy level so she could be the most powerful and be one with her higher self for her Hawaii mission. Can we ensure of that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I know we've already begun it, but she wants to fully activate and integrate her Empress aspects so she can connect to her then and her now for her highest mission and timeline.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's all working beautifully.
Thank you. And she wants to heal for all her land, healing for her land, financial resources, abundance, so that she could flow with everything. And she could be provided and become a powerful guardian and steward of her kingdom, just like the Empress that she is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And then if we could look at her life now, higher self, can you ensure that there are usually any inverted timelines within the entirety of her tree of life, specifically inverted timelines to what the work we've done to with removing
Mm-hmm.
the original time?
Yes, we will clear all of that inversion where the spider has been kind of attached to her through our lifetime space and all reincarnations.
Okay, good, thank you. And then can we scan making sure that there are no clones or holograms made from her tree of life?
Confirmed.
Thank you. And healing all current and past life trauma for her within the entirety of her tree of life. Can we do that? All the trauma she's been through. Yeah, she's so
Mm-hmm.
strong.
Yes.
My children would say she did it like a boss.
That's very sweet.
And then can we heal the entirety of her tree, the trunk, the branches inside, the roots, the soil, and elements surrounding her tree of life?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Okay, now that we've done that, if I can ask now, can we ask for healing of her dogs for the recent surgery, healing for her dogs and cats in general, period.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure we're shielding them in that time space when they got the surgery and any jabs that they gave them. They're pure. They're pure. They don't have anything in them. They're saline.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
As well as the painkiller and then some the pharmaceuticals they were given
Yeah.
later.
So all the healing that we did on her throughout the entirety of her tree, ensure that that's done for her animal companions, dogs and cats. Can you ensure
Mm-hmm.
that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And then I know we also asked for the healing as she's been a surrogate for her mother. Again, all the entire list is done for her mother as well. Can you ensure of that?
Yes. Will do.
Let me see if she has any questions. I think most of her questions were just for healing. I think we did them all. Let me go through. She also wants healing for her land, financial resources, and abundance, so that she can flow with everything and know that she's provided and become a powerful guardian steward of the kingdom, just like the empress that she was.
Mm. Yes.
Okay. And that's it for her list of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, higher self, give us an update and angels. What's going on? Were you able to find those spider things? And could we collectively remove, with the higher self's permission, negative contracts, any other souls that might have been contained like this and used to harm others like this?
I'm getting a yes.
Okay, so whoever allows, we're sending that off. Higher self to higher selves, connecting. Angels are helping free the other ones that were that contracted like this and have been so binded like this, being used to harm. We're helping them positive, polarize, and or whatever you need to do their higher self, but releasing them from that negative contract. We're releasing that negative contract.
I'm seeing an image of almost like mailboxes. Like these are all like almost like souls that are stuck in little metal boxes, and there's a key to open up.
Yes.
Like stacks and stacks and stacks of them.
Yeah, so it's seen too. We're sending the symbols to see what's allowed, who's allowed to be freed.
Mm-hmm.
And were you able to find the original base of these spider things somewhere? Or how are you handling this?
Feels like an underground cave. I'm seeing like a portal, like in Stargate. Like it's a dark underground cavern with waterfall, with a lot of water, and then there's this like lit up portal, like a Stargate kind of thing, where water is pouring in there, and it's a gate and a portal to another world almost. So feels like it's almost like entrapping the light in the water, and feels like a petri dish. Like that's where they almost like prepare the souls to put into their vials. It's like an underground water system.
Okay, so let's find the system higher self and archangels. Are we able to break that system?
I'm seeing almost like a sprinkling of fairy dust in a way into the water to break their dark curses and spread the light codes. It could be like small pieces of crystals, but like spreading the light codes into the water to decontaminate incubator essentially.
Can we use the symbols to remove it and delete it? Especially if it's inside the caves, in the cave system of Divine Mother, her womb. You make them, erase them, eradicate them, transmute that out of her cave system.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it disappearing actually as you're saying it.
Well, yeah, like disappearing in Mandela Lane now,
Yeah.
but in the symbols though, and making sure, as always, we don't miss anything
Mm-hmm.
through all lifetime and space. And through the, can we do it? Since we're working on her cave systems, can we do it through the entirety of Mother Earth's Tree of Life?
Mm-hmm.
Like how you do us, we do her through her Tree of Life.
Yes.
Beautiful. I just want to ask all her questions. We've done all the healing for her higher self. I know you're finishing that up. Anything else you want to tell her before we finish up?
What a powerful session. I just want to thank you infinitely for your assistance, for the collective, and to tell she is meant for greatness, that she should have all the confidence, and not an egotistic way, but all the confidence and all the power that she needs, she has, to no longer sell herself short and feel like she feels like she's been feeling like the mission is too big and she literally doesn't know how to tackle it. And then she wants to surrender, relax into her mission, which is the correct way, just to flow and trust and exist in joy and wonder and peace and surrender, just like an aura session, like just real life aura, essentially just flow with it. And just to know that looking back, she's gone through so much danger, you could say, or bad circumstances, and she survived it all and she can handle it all. So what is there to be afraid of? She's gone through all the toughness and and then survived it and really kept her strength and her beauty and her grace throughout all of it. So nothing is scary. She's more than capable of accomplishing her mission and walking the path just brilliantly, beautifully, and with all the love and joy. She's so loved. We all love her so much, and there's nothing for her to worry. Like, just stop worrying, stop that stressing out mentality, that trying to meet a standard kind of, that's no longer the way to operate. Just be herself and shine, and everything will be so amazingly playing out as we're all assisting her. It's a co-creational dance. Just relax into it. We love her very much. I love her very much.
Thank you, higher self. Most beautiful. Everything is so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your assistance.
Thank you. Okay, higher self, can you confirm we set her for her most organic timeline and that I asked everything that I had to ask for?
Hmm. Yes, you have. And we have set her up for her highest timeline. Thank you so much.
Wow. Yes, for sure. Amazing. Thank you, higher self.
Thank you.
Love you, honor you, and respect you. I want to thank Divine Mother, Archangel Michael, Jophiel, Metatron, Ariel, Zachiel, Yeshua, and anyone else who assisted today. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, higher self, I'm going to bring her back. Know how you feel.
Because my back pain, I'm just moving slowly.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel, love?
I feel great.
Yeah.
Hmm. That was amazing.
What just happened? Wow. Ooh. You don't play, girl. You don't play. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was incredible. Thank you. You are just a blessing to creation. Thank you for being you, and with the role you've played for Asia, China, or in that world, and not being in your ego, and you're just doing it full of love. And you're beautiful. And it's an honor to see such a loving soul as you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just in awe of like what's happening.
I know. Like no words, just like an awe, like wow, you are brilliant.
Thank you.